Well, hello my friends, my name is Elijah Brooks, and this is my first vlog. If you're watching this, I apologize. This is all going to be a test run, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to work. But let me just say, before we begin anything, this is me kind of documenting my journey, and I realized I need to start documenting my journey, documenting my lifestyle a little bit, because I am beginning to start a video production company called Brooks Film Studios, and I honestly kind of want to use this to both document my journey, but also to give advice along the way as I go, as I learn. Keep in mind, I am not even close to a professional. I haven't been doing this for years. I've been working with my camera for the last year and a half, learning it. I've been doing little YouTube videos. But this is me, as I'm learning, documenting my journey, beginning to share with all of you some things that I learn as I go, but at the same time still documenting my life. But yeah, that is a brief description of what this YouTube channel is going to be. So let's begin. But I've actually got a little bit of a mess right here, because I'm actually looking at maybe starting a podcast. So depending on how that works out, I've actually been doing some testing. You can actually record two mics into a stereo track, and then you can actually take that, split it in Premiere, and then that gives you two microphones to do a podcast / interview with. Which you could use this for a interview situation. Use two dynamic microphones, which I've got a dynamic right there, and then I've got a shotgun right there. And the reason I have those is because I thought I had two dynamic microphones, and honestly I just needed to test to see if it even worked. But the good news is it works. So now we can begin working on maybe starting up a podcast. That should be fun. That should be really fun. And that should definitely be very interesting, because podcasts is something I've never done before. I've done YouTube videos, but podcasts is entirely new territory. But yeah, so let's see how the rest of our day goes. I believe my friend Jordan, me, and another friend of mine is going to go off and do something. We discussed this. I forgot what it was. So yeah, let's just see how the day takes us.
I forgot about the photo shoot.
I don't care. I like for the people new. That's Jordan. That's Aaron.
What's up? I didn't realize you were vlogging this.
I guess we're not going to get coffee. In my defense, I did say I have no idea what we were doing. So yeah, the original plan was a photo shoot, and then it rained, and then we forgot, so oh well.
Kyle. So you're taking it as an is it? Yeah. But oh yeah.
We're done.
I'm also worried about generation gap too.
Oh yeah.
Yep, coffee's gone. So sad. It's gone. I mean,
It makes fun of me.
I'm sitting here
look,
eating my ice.
he's eating ice.
How you doing?
Let the record show. This man right here inhales. He does not drink. He just inhales.
Wait. Look, just because it's gone in 2 seconds doesn't mean nothing.
High density shave.
I'm pretty sure it does.
I promise you won't inhale that drink.
Well, now that we've had our fill of coffee and
Yeah.
learned
next time I
about
go there,
history and all these fun things, I'm calling shotgun because I can.
She said, "Hey."
I'm calling shotgun. Hi.
Alright. That's one S ad.
What? Look at the
We have
beautifulness. Oh, God.
Don't you eat it.
I opened it and got the smell.
Don't you dare eat it before I get
dairy days before I get the
Well, it was actually the next day. Hang on, let me sit you down. Well, it was actually the next day, because me and my buddies literally just sat around talking about movie ideas and scripts and whatnot, which happens fairly often. But I figured since I didn't really have that much content, I would go ahead and just continue it through the next day. So, here we are. And now's the time that I require lunch. By the way, if you're wondering why that steak looks a little bit different, it's because it's deer steak. Deer steak is entirely different smell, look from regular steak, but tastes exactly the same. So it's pretty great. Okay, let's check on the steak. Let's check on the steak. Ah, she's looking good. But I've actually recently been into listening to a lot of podcasts over the last couple of months. And I'm actually right now listening to the iFilmmaker podcast, which you can see a lot of my podcast, Videography Academy. Scott McKenna, he's also does a lot of video production. Indie Mogul, Film Riot, Couples Therapy. That's just because Casey Neistat. Couple of creatives, Chris and Lizzie. If you haven't heard of them, like Chris Howe owns a video production company. Lizzie Pierce is his fiance, well, now fiance, and they run a video production company. They recently started a podcast. So, I gotta get on that podcast thing, which I gotta get the graphics working. I'm terrible at graphics, so. But, yeah, Ty's Tech Line, stuff like that. But I've recently learned that any opportunity I can take while I'm doing something else, I still like to be learning about something else. Which in my case, it's trying to hone the craft of videography and filmmaking. Well, I'm on the videography side. My buddy Jordan's more the filmmaking side, but it's all technically the same thing. But what I'm trying to learn more is learn to deal with clients, learning how to deal with clients, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think podcasts are probably one of the best ways to do that for me personally. Just because while I'm cooking, I can listen, I can be cleaning something, and I can still listen to it, and I don't have to sit there and watch a video like I do with YouTube. Which YouTube's great, don't get me wrong, but podcasts are just something else because you can just sit there and listen for an hour and just absorb all this information while you're doing something else. Or you can absorb information while you're absorbing information. That's a thing you can do too. Yeah, I think that steak should be about ready. Oh, that steak was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Which, if you're going to cook deer steak, I would make sure that you tenderize it if you can, if you have time. But, I mean, for me, it's good. Now, I do have to say, I apologize for this vlog being all over the place. Vlogging is one of those things that's like, it's very real, it's very raw, and the videos I'm used to producing are a little more produced. Like you plan out B-roll shots, you just kind of go from there. Vlogging is an entirely different beast altogether, so it's just one of those things like you gotta figure it out as you go. You see, people always talk about how. Let me turn on the light. Hang on. People always talk about how people say their life is boring and how you can still add value to other people even though you think your life is boring. Well, I'm still pretty sure my life is boring, but I'm just going to try and see what happens. I'm going to post videos. The viewers decide what's good, what's bad, and I'm just going to document this thing and pray it doesn't turn out completely horrible. If it does, my bad. If not, great. Okay, let's continue on. By the way, I should also mention that I am too in college, so while I'm in college, I kind of live between these two places, so it's like I have to pack up every time I want to go somewhere. And I actually have some video ideas I'm producing for my other YouTube channel, EB Tech, and so I'm actually having to pack up all the video gear. So this is what it looks like. I got the audio bag here. This is the GlideCam that I mostly run. And then I've got the camera bag, and then all that's just clothes and junk and whatnot. Oh yeah, and then there's the infamous book bag. I got a lot of junk is honestly what that is. But, I mean, when it comes to shooting video stuff, you do what you gotta do and hope it works out. So, and we're back at college. And technically this is my dorm. So a little bit of a mess at the moment. But let's face it, I'm a college student. Was it not a complete mess? The answer is actually once a week. I clean it once a week and then it goes back to that in 2 hours. But, yeah, I'm going to stop torturing you with this first one that didn't have any structure at all. Because I'm going to get to editing this one. And I'm going to try it again tomorrow, which should have a little bit more structure and help out a little bit more. Plus, I want to record a podcast and try that, see how that works out. So, yeah, we'll try that and see what happens. So, yeah, I will see you guys later. Also, before I go, I just wanted to let y'all see how much production gear I brought with me. That's literally a bag of nothing but audio. That's the Glide Cam, which here. Yep, Glide Cam HD 1000 because the camera I'm vlogging with, Sony a6000, weighs nothing. And then that's the camera bag over there. So, yeah, lots of equipment. Okay, now I'll see you later.